Alright guys, welcome back. We're down here in the Shooter Shack. Week 7's about to get underway tonight. And I don't know if you've been following, but I'm picking them, and I'm picking them hot. 2 weeks ago, gave you 72%. Last week, I picked them at 80%. Now, I'm not going to make any guarantees because I'm not a liar and I'm not that type of guy. But what I'm going to do is give you an opportunity with the Shooter 6 this week to take 6 games and do whatever the hell you want with them. Do you want to put the house on it? Sure, go ahead. Do you want to take a loan out and double it down? Hey, that's up to you. But the bottom line is I'm going to give you an opportunity to make a few bucks, and it all starts tonight in Green Bay on a Thursday. And it all begins tonight in Week 7 in Green Bay, Lambeau Field. The Green Bay Packers at 3-2, favored by 7.5 over the 1-5 Chicago Bears. This is a classic NFC North matchup between the Bears and the Pack, and the only concern that I can see on paper right now is injuries to both squads. There's about a novel 6, 7, 8 pages full of them, but we'll touch on the key ones. Eddie Lacy ruled out. Backup running back James Starks ruled out. Wide receiver Devontae Adams ruled out. They're all done. For the Bears, Jake Cutler's still sucking on the thumb injury on the sidelines, making $18 million a year doing nothing. And who gets the start? Brian Hoyer, my least favorite quarterback in the NFL. I don't care if you got 300 straight yards in 4 games. You're not getting the job done and you're not putting up W's. It's another loss for Brian tonight in Week 7. And if you want to get respect in this league, Brian, you better change your look, you better change your style, and you better start putting up W's. Watch Aaron Rodgers. He's going to take that team tonight, put him on his back, and lead them to victory. I think he does it without Lacy. I think he does it without Starks. I'd put the house on it. Whatever you got in your pocket, whatever you got in your wallet, ship it into your bookie, pull out the tea bags, get a little peanut butter on the bagel, and have yourself a snack, because we're going with the Pack. Green Bay, minus 7.5. Alright guys, in this one we're going to head down south to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City with the Chiefs at 3-2, favored by 6.5 over the 2-3 New Orleans Saints. The over-under for this game is 54, and that seems a little bit high, but there's a reason for it. The Saints have been giving up points all year, guys. We've seen it. 4 of their first 5 games, at least 34 points. There's only one team in NFL history that's ever done that in 5 of 6 games, and that's the 2010 Buffalo Bills. Saints wide receiver Brandon Cooks coming off a massive week with 173 yards and a touchdown. He's looking forward to this matchup against the Chiefs' young quarterback Marcus Peters. The two of them went head-to-head back in 2013 with Cooksy down at Oregon State and Petey down there at Washington. Petey got the best of him in 2013, and I think it's going to happen again this week. However, that's not my pick. I think Alex Smith's going to have a big night, and I think the Kansas City Chiefs secondary is going to be a lot of problems for that New Orleans Saints offense. My pick of this game is the under 54. Go ahead and push your chips in the middle, make yourself a win, grab a sizable pot, take it to the bank and ship it, because we're going with the Chiefs, New Orleans Saints, under 54. And this next one, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading down to the warm weather. We're heading down to South Beach where you dip your toes in the water and it's always just right. It's an AFC East matchup between the Buffalo Bills at 4-2, favored by 3 points, against the Miami Dolphins at 2-4. Bills fans around the world are super excited right now, as you should be. But I don't know if you heard the news yet, but it just came out this morning, and LaShawn McCoy has been ruled out for Sunday. No McCoy on Sunday. He's the one that makes that offense tick. He's the one they want with the pigskin. He's the one that gets her going on the front end, and he'll be on the side end Sunday, and that's going to cost him. Let me tell you a couple facts here, and then I'm going to go against the grain. Buffalo is 3-1 against the spread versus the Fish in the last 3 years. They are also 3-1 straight up against the Fish, where Miami is 0-6 at home when the point total is between 42.5 and 45. Miami is also 4-13 versus conference opponents in the last 2 years. However, I'm going to go with my gut on this one. You can call it the barrel. I got something inside that's telling me that Miami's going to take this game outright, but you're going to take them on the spread. If you're an Applebee's guy, a Kelsey's guy, guess what? Tonight you're going to the keg. Forget the 2-for-1 apps, you're getting the mushroom caps. I'm taking the Dolphins at +3. If you got no money, borrow from a buddy and put it down on this one. The Fish +3. All right, guys, in this next matchup, we're rolling down to the beautiful warm state of Tennessee, and we're cruising right into Nashville, where the Indianapolis Colts at 2-4 take on divisional rival, the Tennessee Titans at 3-3. Vegas has the Titans favored by 3 in this matchup between two great quarterbacks, Andrew Luck and Mariota. In a rare running back battle, we got Frankie Gore heading off against DeMarco Murray. Two great backs, head-to-head. Who's coming out on top? Let me tell you all about it. Last week, the Indianapolis Colts had a tough loss to the Texans in overtime, and I think they're coming after redemption. I got some numbers here for you to back it up. Have I let you down yet? Jump on the shooter's back. Let's make some money. Tennessee, 6-22 after playing on 6 days rest in the last 3 seasons. Tennessee, 2-13 against conference opponents in the last 2 years. Tennessee, 1-11 against the spread versus divisional games in the last 3 seasons. And finally, Tennessee is 2-13 when playing a team with a losing record against the spread over the past 3 seasons. On the flip side of the coin, the Indianapolis Colts are 3-1 against Tennessee against the spread, and they're 4-0 straight up in their last 4 matchups. I take the Colts, but what I'm going to tell you to do, buy yourself a half a point. You take them at plus 3.5. And if you got a bag of potato chips beside you, grab a handful, scarf them down, because we're chomping at the bit today, baby. We're going with the Colts, plus 3.5. Lock it in. In this next matchup, we're going inside the Dome, baby. We're heading to the Georgia Dome. We got the San Diego Chargers at 2-4, facing off against the Falcons at 4-2. Vegas has the Falcons favored by 7 in this one. It's a great matchup between two great veteran quarterbacks, Phillip Make Another Kid Rivers and Matty Ice Ryan. Atlanta has surprised a lot of people this year, winning 4 of their first 6 games. Coming off a tough loss in Seattle, let's see how they bounce back. The San Diego Chargers, I like to call them a bit of a mixed bag. When you stick your hand inside, you never know what you're pulling out. But this week, I got a pretty good idea of what I got my hands on. San Diego, 6-0 against the spread as a road dog between 3.5 and 7 points in the last 3 years. San Diego, 7-0 against the spread coming off a divisional game in the last 2 years. San Diego, 24-11 against the spread in dome games since '92. And San Diego is 44-26 on games on turf since 1992. On the other side of the coin, the Atlanta Falcons, 1-9 in the last 2 years against the spread as a favorite. A lot of you might not like this pick, but if you know me, you know I don't give 2 shits. I think Matty Ice is going to need a bag of ice after this one. I like the Chargers on the spread. Go ahead and make yourself a few brown bills. You take the Chargers at plus 7. You get the tea ready because we're bagging them. Chargers, plus 7. And this is the final game of the week, and it may have been the most talked about game. It's the return of Sam Bradford to the hostile Philadelphia Eagles fans. We got the Vikes at 5-0, heading into Philadelphia at 3-2. Vikes are favored by 3. And this one, it should be a dandy. It's the return of Sam Bradford to that hostile Philadelphia crowd, and the entertainment value should be at an all-time high. I love Minnesota in this game, and there's many reasons why. The first one, Carson Wentz. You have not seen a defense like this yet in the NFL. They are number 1 in takeaways, number 1 in sacks, and number 1 against points given up. You're going to find out what it's like to play in the show this week Sunday, Carson, and the Vikes are going to run right through you. Bradford, he's got a lot to prove. He's got to prove to those fans that he's not as bad as he was when he wore the white and green. He's finally playing in an offense that's working, and he's getting the job done. Minnesota, 19-3 against the spread in all games the last 2 years. Minnesota is 10-2 against the spread in games that they've been favored in the last 2 years. They're 9-1 after consecutive wins against the spread over the past 3 years. And they're also 6-0 when the game total is between 35 and 42. Take those numbers, put them into a blender, mix it up, make sure she's got a little bit of bite. When it's ready, pour it into a big glass, grab yourself a straw, and suck back a couple bucks. We're going with the Vikings at -3. You heard it here first. Well, guys, there you have it. Another week down here in the Shooter Shack. This week is the first time I've given you the Shooter 6, and I hope you took those picks, and I hope you make yourself some money. I get messages every day from people saying, hey Brett, guess what? You made me $2,000 last week. Hey Brett, guess what? Hey Shooter, you made me $500. $2,000, that's not enough. $500, not even close to enough. Let's turn that into $200K. Let's turn that into $5,000. All right? At the end of it all, it's about you making money. It's about you tuning in. Look down at the bottom of the screen, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the Instagram, get a like on that Facebook page for me, because we're coming at you every week and we're coming in hot. Again, I want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Captured Films for getting this done. We're down here in the Shooter Shack week after week, baby, making picks, making plays. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week with the recap.